What's happening, sports fans? We welcome you back to another episode of San Diego Prep Insider. I'm gonna do my best to. I gotta maintain the strength here. I'm sad but happy at the same time for this one because as we've been starting to do interviews and get teams back here in studio, Drew Westling booked this without asking if this day worked for me. He just said the 19th, 6:30, great, see you there. Then he backs out of it. I can't be mad because we'll flash over here. Mount Carmel is in studio. Forks up, guys. Thank you for being here. So we'll do this. I want you guys to, as we are going around talking, getting to know you guys a little bit better, please just pepper in the most shaming and embarrassing stories you can of Westling. And let's turn this into a roast as we go throughout the rest of our day, because he can't do anything. It's his fault for not being here to defend his honor. Really, though, let's go left to right, introduce ourselves. Nobody knows you by face because they're used to a face mask and numbers and all that. So name, position, grade, and Coach, let's start with you. And I always say for coaches, if you remember what grade you'd be in at this point, you're welcome to throw that out there. If not, how many years you've been at the school.
All right, Dusty Heffley, safeties coach and defensive pass game coordinator. My second year at Mount Carmel.
And are you second, third, where are you in the hierarchy of social media command for Mount Carmel's team? Because I see you out there always subtweeting, retweeting, quote tweeting. You have your pulse pretty well on the thumb of Mount Carmel's social media.
I do. I like to go ahead and promote the program as much as possible. It's one of the things that you want to go ahead and get something established. Go ahead and promote it. So that's what we're going with.
We will give you a chance to address Cal High in a minute or two.
What's up? I'm Drew Ventimiglia, receiver and free safety. I'm number 13 on the field.
Is everybody here a senior?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I'm Justin Ruivar. I'm a senior, and I play right guard and defensive tackle.
Who did that to you?
I was snowboarding in Mammoth, actually. I did it to myself, yeah.
My name is Ronald Piercy. I'm linebacker and tight end. I'm a senior.
I'm Eddie Villa. I'm a D tackle and offensive guard, and I'm a senior.
Colson Montgomery, linebacker, fullback, senior.
Josh Bell, quarterback.
I like this. Everybody's working together, sharing the microphones, and the quarterback's over there hogging the attention. And he gets his oath. No, I joke. Okay, so guys, we were talking about school's not in session yet, but football's almost here for you. I like asking everybody right now, if you had to put a number on it, this is just open question to the room. If you had to put a number on it, 0 to 100, where are we in terms of percentage ready for, if the season was tomorrow, you are this amount ready?
Offensively wise, I say we're like 70% there. Today we got the O-line going together, like the full team offense is going together and everything. So looked pretty smooth today.
You happy with your O-line?
Yeah, they've been putting in a ton of work in the offseason, and it's gonna show in the season.
Defensively,
For defense, I think we're like 90% there. We just got to, just clean up a couple things, maintain like coverages, and just being smart about everything.
I'd also like to add just being like physical, working on tackling. That'll be another step to take forward to be ready for the season.
Anybody here willing to defend the special teams, or are we just going to say if special teams is out there, things have gone wrong?
Special teams.
We'll let our punter talk about special teams.
Yeah, special teams, it's a coin flip, It can be good, it can be bad. We'll just have to see what happens.
Okay. Fair enough. I'm assuming that won't mean many field goal attempts this year, and maybe going for it on under 4th and 5 on every.
We've got a solid kicker coming in.
Okay.
Soccer. So they haven't been out there with us yet.
They never do.
They never do.
They just show up mysteriously at the last minute, and you're like, wait. He doesn't have to put in the same work that we did,
right?
And their coach is like, "That's how we got him here. Don't anger him. Don't look directly into his eyes. He might get too intimidated." Okay, so what has this summer been? I mean, I know kind of a wide open question, but have you guys been really just like in the weight room crushing it? Has it been 7-on-7? Like, what has been the key thing that you guys think as a team you've accomplished, you've advanced in, you've gotten better at, you've focused on this summer?
Well, offensively wise, we started 7-on-7 like in April, and like during the spring, and in the beginning it was a little like iffy because we were missing a ton of guys with other sports like lacrosse, golf, and all that. But to get everybody back as a team at the end of the school year and having the 7-on-7s and like the team chemistry flowing and everything.
Who does the football golf combo?
That's me right here.
Nice.
And
Hell
band.
yeah.
And band.
Yeah,
and
I'm
band.
also in band as well.
What
Play
instrument?
saxophone, tennis
Let's
saxophone.
go.
Yeah.
Sir.
So
Oh, the tenor. Very nice. As long as it's not a soprano, you're fine.
But yeah, we got guys coming back from all the other sports and like the chemistry's building up and everything. And like 7-on-7, we were starting slow and then we start firing off and just on a good pace.
Where does the please, on the defensive side,
Just to speak for the linemen, we've been practicing 2 hours a day, 4 days a week. And half of the time we're out there on the field doing drills, getting faster, getting our footwork in. And then half of the time we're in the weight room just crushing it. Everyone's focused, locked in, and we're all just pumping weights.
The other half of the time you're out there shredding the gnar.
Yeah.
Is it at least like you were doing a double black diamond and you hit a crazy mogul or something?
It was actually at Mammoth. I was running the 15-foot half pipe, and I was trying to hit a 540, and then
Do we believe him on this story? Is there?
yeah, he's a pretty good snowboarder.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
I don't like to boast, but I mean, I would say I'm pretty good.
You better snowboarder or lineman?
Definitely lineman. Yeah.
You had to think about that a little bit. You mentioned the chemistry coming together. I'm always curious with teams. Where, is there a singular kind of moment that was the catalyst for this chemistry? Like, I don't want to bring up bad memories, but last season ended probably with a bad taste in all of your mouths. Some teams come in and they're like, we've been, just thinking about how shitty that was that last season ended that way. That's what brought us together as a team. Some teams it's like, hey, no, we all like to go play video games at so-and-so's house. Other teams it's like, we all hate each other, but we respect that we're all good at football. Like, for you guys, what has been the key to bringing that chemistry together over the last 6 months or so?
Well, after our playoff loss to Santana, like 2 weeks after.
Ramona.
Lost to Ramona. 2 weeks after, we're in the weight room. All of us just grinding, pumping weight, just building that chemistry in the weight room. And then a couple weeks later, we're on the field. So, it's all good.
Colson.
I have to say, after the Ramona loss, we were all devastated. And we all think back to that. And we hang out a lot. All of us being seniors, we're all in the same class. We've known each other since freshman year. So it's good chemistry.
Since freshman year, so everybody here has played football all 4 years, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Are we talking Pee Wee football also too? Or are there any of you guys, is this a group that's been together for like a long time?
There's a couple, but it's a couple different teams. We had some people on some different teams, but just freshman year we really started to come together, and then ever since then it's been a process of working in chemistry. And then with all the new additions that we've had, the juniors, the sophomores, and even some incoming freshmen, it's been really good just building a lot of chemistry with this team over the offseason.
Coach, what have you seen from these guys from the coaching point of view this season?
Yeah, I mean, the guys said, the Ramona loss, it stung. We shouldn't have.
Apparently, it stung so bad it turned into Santana.
Apparently, yeah. We knew we dropped one we shouldn't have, and from that moment on, it's just been focused for these guys. As soon as, like I said, when Josh pointed out, as soon as that was over, 2 weeks later, we're right back at it. These seniors right here, we had to talk with them at the end of the season. That it goes by quick. We had our outgoing seniors come together and sit with these guys and explain to them, what it is that you're going to miss the most. And kind of set that tone while we're still in December, for this fall to get started. So,
give me something embarrassing on Wesleyan. What's something dumb that Coach does?
I think it was like 2 weeks ago.
You tell me both.
I was going to say 2 weeks ago, we're doing like foot stretches, and he goes on his back at the bottom of his feet, and there's just so many holes in his socks. Like, as a grown man, you shouldn't be having holes in your socks. Like, you can pay for a new pair of socks, So
we started commenting on his Instagram post, just like, get new pairs of socks.
Yeah. So
if you want to gift Coach Westling his socks, that would be greatly appreciated.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're going to put this on the poll at SD Prep Insider on Twitter, on Instagram is where you can find our polls. Should grown men who are gainfully employed have holes in their socks? So for you guys looking ahead this season, you're going to want to give me the one game at a time, and I swear I'll kick any of you out if you give me that damn cliche. I'm not here to hear that. So you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but what are you looking at maybe early in the season as a game that you have circled? Like, that's going to be our litmus test for ourselves, or that's going to be something where we're going to show out to the county that like that, like we know what we're capable of. We'll show everybody what we're capable of. You guys got Central, Patrick Henry, Valley Center, Scripps to open up the season. We'll have the rest of their schedule available up on the screen right now. But yeah, please.
I want to say Scripps Ranch because it's a different type of team we're seeing. They are defending champions, so it will be a nice test, and they'll be at home, so it'll be a nice crowd to be around and just see how we play together.
In agreement there?
I was gonna say Scripps as well because they won CIF and state, and just to go against that type of high level is gonna be great for us.
For you guys, student section need to be gently encouraged and called out to show up, or do you get pretty decent love on campus?
We get very much love.
The Red Sea always shows out.
The Red Sea,
no matter what, they always show
Defending
out.
champions.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
I
They
believe
are.
Battle of the fans.
Is it 2 time? Is it 2 time?
Oh, I think it's at least
I
two
think
times.
At least 2
At
times.
least.
At least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got some faith in the Red Sea.
Oh yeah. Always.
What kind of a difference does that make? Because it sometimes, it does. Sometimes it does. Like, teams don't care, do care. Sometimes fans show up a bunch, but they don't actually know how to cheer accurately. For the worst I've ever seen was I saw a student section turn out in mass numbers, and then in the middle of the game, their quarterback go over to them and unplug the DJ rig and tell them all to effing shut up when we're on offense. I can't hear out there. That's not how this is done. And they started chanting back at him for him to go F himself. And I was like,
Wow.
I was like, this is not how this is supposed to work. You guys are supposed to know how to cheer correctly. Bonus points if anybody can remember that game. I'll say that Kyle Phillips was involved, and that's all. But they know how to cheer and chant. Like, they know how to accurately support you guys.
Yeah, our Red Sea is actually just full of love, and sometimes in the game I just get so stuck in my head and I get tunnel vision. But when I hear their chanting, I just remember I'm playing for something bigger than myself.
How's the band do? Do they turn out on a Friday night, or
Oh,
are
yeah.
they missing their tenor saxophone? So they
Actually,
Let's have the band guy talk.
during halftime I do play in my uniform.
nice.
Yeah.
Really, seriously.
Yeah. So after the show, during halftime I play the show, and then after they finish, they go back up to the stadium. As the team's coming on, I just talk to coach what transitions do we need to do.
So you
for
haven't
the second half.
have you shown up in the wrong? Have you shown up with the saxophone for your halftime meeting, or for the band, but with your playbook or something like that? Have you made the accidental crossover yet?
Not so
Okay,
far, not yet.
Fair enough. So we're gonna get there though. At some point in the season, you'll probably wind up too busy. You guys are all seniors. Who maybe are some of the younger guys that? If you've got secret weapons, we don't have to, put them out right now. But who are maybe some of the younger guys that the county needs to know about, that they're going to have some big years this year for Mount Carmel?
I want to say Connor Bananol. He's a great guy.
He's just not a good football player, but he's just a solid dude.
He's very fast, and he's gonna make some
Yeah.
big plays.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Connor Banano as well, and Sam Kennedy. Sam Kennedy's put in a ton of work in the
And these are both your receivers, or
Yeah. They're both my receivers, tight end and slot receiver. But yeah, Sam Kennedy's putting in a lot of work in the offseason, lifting, getting bigger, faster, stronger. He's got hands too, so he's a big weapon to throw to.
he seems like he gets it as a quarterback. He seems like he knows how to play the quarterback role. Yes.
Yeah.
Appropriately give out love to all
Yeah.
the team. Be
Got
super
it.
humble. It never gets tiring. No. Okay. You got someone?
Yeah, lineman wise, we got Jaden Velasquez. He is a tank. Not gonna lie, he was kind of slow at first last year, but he's been putting in a lot of work with his speed and his lifting, and he's gone really strong over the offseason.
I would also possibly say Trevor Tomopiao. He's an incoming freshman. His brother Carson did play. He graduated, I think it was 2 years ago.
So yeah.
Yeah, and he's been putting in a ton of work in the offseason. Expect big things from him this season.
Also want to say Riley Valacruz.
Yeah.
He's gonna be sophomore this year?
So, he's gonna be a junior.
Junior?
No, sophomore.
Yeah. So yeah, he's gonna be a sophomore. He's good guy, extremely fast and agile. He's gonna make a lot of people miss.
Very nice. So you got some weapons. You got
Yeah.
some weapons.
Yeah.
Very nice. So minimal amounts of bootlegs and scrambles at the last second to have to make something happen on your own.
Nah, we'll be good.
We'll be good. We'll be good. Vista, Del Norte, Rancho Bernardo, Poway, Westview. That's league.
Yeah.
Okay. Who is one of those the rival? I mean, I know you guys as a school have a rival, but is there one that at least for a program is the rival that you're really looking forward to?
I say RB.
RB?
I say RB. Yeah. We had a very close.
Because they claim Poway as their rivals. So do they see you guys as rivals, or are you trying to get that? I'm not trying to start drama, but I'm trying to start drama.
Now I say RB because it was a close game last year. Lost by 1 score. We definitely should have won that game. We could have made some more better transitions at halftime, but we'll get them this year.
Like Josh said, definitely RB. One of the teams that it's been hard to beat over years. Like these past 2 years, barely lost to them by a couple points. One of the big teams that we're trying to beat this year.
I would like to say Poway too. Obviously, we got that good win against them last year, but we have to keep it, and we got to be ready for that game. That's gonna be a big game.
You get RB and Poway at RB and Poway this year.
Yes,
What's I always like asking what's more fun, a win at home or a win on the road?
I would say a win at home. When we won against Poway last year in double overtime, that definitely gave me some chills. It would be great to defend our title though for this next year.
Is there a trophy between you guys and Poway?
Yes.
Okay, so that's more what I was asking at. What's the name of that? What's the?
We
I
have
think it's
trophies between RB, Poway, and Westview.
So the
right?
Poway,
Educate me away, please.
the Poway one's the Kiwanis Cup,
Yeah.
the Kiwanis Cup, and then the Westview one is the I don't know.
56. Yeah.
No, Battle of the 56. I don't know the RB one though.
Is there an actual trophy for
Yeah,
all
there
three
is.
of
Yeah.
these? Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Please tell me the battle for the 56 is just a freeway sign from the 56 that somebody stole. Can we find what the trophies are at some point, and you guys send them our way, so that I can be better educated on this? Because there are all sorts of cool trophies that I'm finding out about. Teams are like, yeah, man, we're just. One team was in here a couple weeks ago saying, "Oh yeah, the other school just showed up with one. They just made one up for our game, and they just showed up with like a 7-foot trophy." I'm like, "Damn, that's the way to do it. Bring in some pomp and circumstance for the game." Coach, for you guys, you filling in as an Andrew Wesleyan surrogate right now, but as a coaching staff, last year came around real quick. Like Wesleyan wound up at Mount Carmel largely as the season was starting, and I will make no qualms with saying that was a dumb decision by Eastlake to fumble that bag. And,
I'll be quiet on that one.
You can be quiet on that one, but me as a rogue podcaster coming in with my anonymous football account, oh, that's not me. But yeah, I can come in and say that was a horrible decision. It's a horrible decision to move him from Hilltop in the first place, and he winds up in a great position for all of you guys, but he winds up there really not with a chance to do much other than look at Jaden Virgin and be like, holy hell, you're huge. We'll use you this year. Now it really feels like he's had a chance to dive in this offseason. Is this really year one of the plan, or have you guys been working? Where are we in the phases of really building this into what you guys want as Mount Carmel coaching staff?
Definitely. You can call this year one. As you mentioned, when the staff got in place last year, we were pretty much 6 weeks before season started. So it was pretty much an install of offense, an install of defense on the fly. And now here it is. The guys have been in it now for over a year now. So offensively, the guys are clicking. Defensively, week 6 into it, when some were grasping, and we had some guys that were, now becoming eligible, academically, that were coming back. Things started changing. But yeah, as we're sitting right now, you can call this year one. Yeah, you can call this year one.
But you guys have now had plenty of chance to actually prep for year one. So this feels like you guys are going to show some people maybe a little bit better than a 5-5 year, where the problems are going to be defensive backs.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys see that?
Yeah,
That apparently his position, he's going to be the downfall of your season. Yeah.
It's annoying.
Yep. How tired of you guys are you guys of grown ass men whining away and opining on Twitter about your sport?
It's kind of funny to me because, you're a grown man. Why are you trying to judge on a high school player? We're just trying to enjoy our time, hang out with our friends, play as much as possible. Just enjoy the game.
We don't need your watch lists and your clout chasing, and you're trying to be buddies with us.
Yeah, it's cool. You got to do something. If you can't play a sport, you gotta write something about it. But I just want to play the game. That's all I want.
Yeah, deal. I'm happier to hear that sentiment than that. Oh my gosh, we love it, just because you're in here with one of said grown ass men who's on Twitter. But hey, man, I blame it on concussions. I had too many concussions. I don't know what I'm tweeting. Blah 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 blah. For you guys as a senior class, and I apologize if this goes down the line and we wind up with the second half of this room doesn't know what to say because the first half stole all the answers. But what are you guys trying to leave as a legacy or as an impact or just like what are you guys trying to leave behind on this program when it's all said and done at the end of this year and at the end of your 4 years? What do you want the legacy or what do you want the class of 23 to be remembered for?
That's a very good question.
I ease into it with questions about Wesleyan and self-deprecating humor, and then I get you guys.
Yeah, as a legacy, honestly, to break the streak, if we could beat RB, that's a lot of legacy that I would want to have as a 2023.
Yeah, there's a lot of legacy around Mount Carmel, right? Because it's pretty old school, and there was a lot of years in between.
And historically, one of the bigger ones in the 70s and 80s and early 90s that had a lot of kids and a lot of kids coming through it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that watch us, right? Everyone that lives around us, they root for Mount Carmel. So we have to kind of show that we're new, like we're different. We're not the old Mount Carmel that were like maybe 10 years ago or 5 years ago. So we're just here to show that we can play too.
You guys can all answer this. You can tap out whenever you want. There is no right or wrong way to answer this question. I mean, if nothing else, teams usually just say wins. I don't want to force you guys to say that you want to leave a winning legacy. Maybe 0-10 is fine with you as long as you all had fun. And saying kumbaya, or 1-9 as long as it was RB. Is that a mission accomplished this season?
Definitely,
if you go 1-9, but you beat RB by 100.
It's definitely Palomar League. You know, we won Palomar League last year. To win it again would be phenomenal, and just be the defending champs of Palomar, and that'd be a great legacy.
That's usually the sign that the interview's getting stale and boring is when the intern gets up to try and spice things up. So, okay. Couple weeks out, they are the highest percentage ready that we've heard yet from a team. They also are the team that's brought in the most defensive players. So is that going to be the identity? I mean, I don't want this as an insult, but is that going to be the identity, at least early on in the team, in the season for you guys, is defense, defense, defense? Am I causing too much of a rift here internally within the team?
No, yeah, I want to say it's a defense heavy team. We take pride in what we do, and we don't want to mess around when we do it. I don't want to disregard offense at all because they're doing great things with what they're doing.
But sometimes offense just takes till week 3 or 4 of pads to actually get going, and you show up with some goons like that, and you hold a team or two to under 14 points early in the season. Not meant as any disrespect. I know that quarterbacks are gentle and fragile people.
I'd definitely say probably game 2 we'll get the offense rolling. Because we're waiting for pads. We want to see how everyone looks in pads and how everyone reacts in pads. And I'd probably say we're defense.
Is Wesleyan giving you all the freedom that you want, or are there parts of the playbook that you're like, come on, coach?
Nah, he's giving me the good freedom.
Do you have to? Do you ever just look at it because he calls the plays in? Yes.
Yeah.
Do you ever just look at him like that's a dumb play call? No. I know.
Yeah, I do when depends on where we're at the field. He'll call. Last time I said he called 5 verts on the 5-yard line. What are you doing?
That's ballsy.
Yeah.
That's
so I told him. I'm like,
that's mediocre Madden playing.
Huh? No, we didn't score.
No, we didn't.
We didn't score. But yeah, I do give him my input on the offense playbook and when to run plays and everything.
How's his arm doing? Because when I saw him at Hilltop, he was still dropping dimes.
Yeah, he can spin the ball. He can spin the ball.
Because he didn't take very many hits as a college quarterback when you're sitting on the bench that much. Hey, look here. We'll cut back to me. That's what you get, Wesleyan, for not showing up, man. That's what you get. Your legacy would be you were SDSU's most underappreciated quarterback if you were here, but no, you're just a backup now. No, I'm kidding. All love to him. But really, guys, do appreciate you coming in. We're going to be rooting for you. We're rooting for everybody, but we want to see a lot of success this year because we know that we got a lot of great teams here in San Diego. We will include the links to their social and everything. I never know where to point at this point. It's up, it's down, it's swipe, it's tap, it's point. I know that it's something that's on Facebook, but we don't really do that anymore because that's for parents and stuff. We'll close out with, is it still Forks Up, or is there a different motto this season? I know we were talking about that a little bit before. If you need a moment to confer, or if it is hold on, we'll hit the elevator music. Is it something like swearing wise? Is fuck RB the motto this year?
I think you got it. All right, hey, all right.
So the new slogan we have is FTM. It's for the mount.
Okay.
For the
Gio,
mount.
I was gonna have to check
For the
that.
mount.
Okay.
For them out.
Yeah, we got to keep it PG. Yeah.
Hold on. Again, apologies for the elevator music. This is why you enjoy the in-studio version. It doesn't have to be. The mics are all off right now. It doesn't have to be PG. Carlsbad Water Polo came in here with. They all held up their pinkies and they all touched pinkies and they said, "Tiny penises" was their team motto.
Yo, I think that's not as bad as ours.
So for the mount.
For the mount.
For the mount.
FTM, baby. FTM.
So,
All right, hashtag FTM, and do you want to play us out with some sensual sax music? Legitimately, real honest question. Will you lay down some sax music that we can use as the intro for SD Prep Insider this year?
Hey, I think you should.
Yeah,
Honestly.
you should.
I mean, possibly, yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
need me to talk this into maybe more like the whole Mount Carmel band is there to help you, or do you want to just do like some solo stuff?
I could do a solo, something like that.
Hey, we'll leave this in your realm. You figure out what you want to do. We would love to feature you as
Yes,
this
sir.
ye's opening little song.
Come on.
To intro
All right, for sure. Sounds
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why? Hey, look. As a former band geek myself, because I had to do something as a second string fullback to keep myself entertained. I can appreciate it, man. You sometimes got to do what you got to do, and band does not get the love necessary. I was just a percussion because hit hard. Hulk smash was about all I could come up with musically for smashing the cymbals, but it was a lot of fun. So I got a lot of respect for that, guys. FTM,
Yes, sir.
LOL, TGIF, whatever else you're going to say this year. Thanks for being with us. Thank
course.
you, sports fans, for listening
Thank you.
to another episode. We'll talk to you guys soon.